Good afternoon. I'm Aleckson. I've just realised I didn't put my microphone on, so we'll clip that on now and we'll start again. Hello, I'm Aleckson. I am the soul speaker giving a voice to the power within. And you're joining me right now for this week's Money Flow Oracle card reading. It is the reading for the week beginning the very first day of August and going through to the 7th of August. So the first day of August, it's an exciting time, the 8th month of the year, and we're in the Lion's Gate. There's so much going on. So I'm doing today the Money Flow Oracle card reading, and before I do that, what I'd like to do is to invite you to, if you haven't already, to please go to Aleckson.com to do the What is My Soul Vibration quiz and receive the downloadable PDF with all of the information in it about your soul vibration and how to connect with it every day and how to bring it more into the life that you're currently living. And also, once you have downloaded that, you'll also receive an invitation to do a soul vibration activation session with me, which is a lot of fun, and it moves you along to the next part of your journey in this spiritual and self-development. So it's a gift to you. So I'd highly recommend that you go and go to Aleckson.com and get that quiz and do that and learn a little bit more about yourself, a little bit something different about yourself. So today, of course, we're here for the Money Flow Oracle card reading. Hey, thanks everybody, Leanne, Tammy, Lisa, for joining me, and everyone else who's watching at the moment. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching the recording a little later, then please do share the Money Flow Oracle card reading if it resonates with you and you think it will resonate with your friends and family as well. Please do share it. The more people that we can get tapping into this information, the better, of course. And just a quick mention of a new live feed that I'm doing every Saturday night at 6 p.m. Brisbane time here in Australia. Just doing a spiritual Saturday night live on Facebook, where you can come in and ask your questions and receive guidance and healing and clearings. And we did a big money clearing and some downloads and things like that last week, so make sure that you come along to that as well. Now, you can find that information and you always receive an invitation to it if you are on my page. If you like my page, you'll receive notification. So my page on Facebook is an Aleckson Transformational Speaker. So you can, of course, if you're watching this, you're either watching it on my page, so therefore you like my page, or you are watching it through a sharing of it, in which case you'll find the link on this post where you can come through and like my page, so you'll receive notification of these other events that I do. Now, let's get into the Money Flow Oracle card reading. So what I've done, as I was preparing for this, I sat down and I shuffled my cards as I do the Money Flow Oracle card, and a card flew out at me and it just felt so like, this is the one we want. I essentially got a, this is the one we want. And I looked at it and I thought, okay, that's really interesting. And then I was still shuffling and another one flew out. And the first card that came out, they immediately started talking to me about this card and about why we're going to be talking about it today. I'm not sure if they're going to come through and talk about it or whether they just want me to talk about it. So we'll see what happens. But I want to tell you what the card is, and I'll tell you what they said to me straight away. The first card that came out was the card that has one word written on it, as they all do, and that word was truth. And they immediately said, the truth will set you free. And then they went on to say that it's time for the truth to be seen. It's time to see your own truth first and foremost. It's time to be truthful with yourself about what's going on in your life, about what darkness you have inside you, what, and by that we mean what fear you have inside you, what stuff you have inside you that needs to be vibrated up, so to speak. We could say cleaned up, but we think the better expression for many of you who are watching us at this time is to simply say to be vibrated up, because as you vibrate up and mind your own vibration, we know you like that expression, so many of you, that the darkness inside you will evaporate to some degree. Now, as long as you're being truthful about it and being willing to look at it and being willing to admit to yourself the truth of what is going on with you. Now, here's the thing. You want all of those systems in the world that you don't like to be exposed. You want the truth about those systems to come out. And as we always say when we're speaking about inner peace, and this is not much different than that, what we always say is that it has to start with you. In other words, you have to do that with yourself first. So if you're looking for the truth to come out about systems that you live in, societal expectations, societal ways of being, old ways of being, then the first thing you need to do is go deep within yourself and find your truth. And be truthful with yourself about what's going on with you. Be willing to clean that up or vibrate that up or do whatever it is that you need to do. And we want to particularly focus on money in this second moment, just to simply say that for many of you who come to watch the Money Flow Oracle card because money is a big thing for you, then we would say to you that it's time to get truthful about how you do money, about how you do money, about how you do financial stuff in a practical way in the world. You've all been looking at your beliefs and changing those. And it's time now that if you haven't yet cleaned it up, it's time to clean up the way you do money out there in the world. In other words, are you doing the things that you perhaps often think you're doing, but at some point you know you're not? The monitoring, the being mindful of it, and all of these sorts of things. Most important in this month that we're in right now. Because when you get truthful with yourself around that, just as when you bring inner peace into you, you allow inner peace to be created in the world around you. And so if you're wanting truth to be seen, as so many of you are, and that is the period of time that we're coming into where many of these systems will be seen for what they truly are. This is why there appears to be so many things going on in, let's say, the political arena that are really showing people that there are many in that arena who can't be trusted with the truth, who can't be trusted because the truth is not part of their way of being. And so that's becoming very, very obvious. And the reason that it's becoming obvious is that it's time for it to change. And the only way for it to change is for you to be truly truthful around your way of being, around everything that's going on with you. In other words, do the inner work and then see the outer result, not just in your world, but in the entire world around you. And then we allowed this next card to come out to add to this as well, because here's the thing, and we know you can't see it from our side. The word is transcribed the wrong way, a mirror effect, as we've recently discovered. But we want to show you the card so you may gaze upon it, the images of it, not the word. So it doesn't matter that you can't see the word. And we will speak the word, of course. Because when you get truthful, when you truly get in there and deal with those parts of yourself that are not being truthful with yourself, you become an alchemist. You become that which can change the world, you see. And we think you've got the message now. Thank you. I hope that all made sense. They were getting a bit ranty there, I noticed. So let me just run through. For anyone who's just joining us, I'm Aleckson. I am the soul speaker, giving a voice to the power within, and I have just been allowing the non-physical, highly evolved stream of consciousness that I work with to come through and do the reading for you for the money flow cards. The cards that came out were the Truth card and the Alchemy card. And essentially the guides are saying to us that it's really time for us to be truthful with ourselves about how we're living, about what we're doing, Even particularly they pointed out being truthful with ourselves about the way that we're treating money, financial stuff in our world. And then as we do that and really dig into our truth around those sorts of things and release things that aren't true around that and recognize where we're not being truthful, then we become truthful within, and all of the systems around us that aren't supporting truth, and I think you know what systems they are, the financial systems, the political systems, I'm sure there's many more, the pharmaceutical systems, for instance, those will be exposed, you see, because when you are truthful within yourself, when you're fully in your power of truth, then you are vibrating at that, and everything around you will have to also be exposed so that the truth will come out. And that's where the alchemy comes in, you see. When we vibrate at truth and demand that of everything around us, we become change makers. Not just in our world and our life, but out there in the larger world. The more of us that do this, the more powerful that becomes. So that's essentially what they're saying about the Money Flow Oracle card reading today. So on a money bent, what I would say to you is that perhaps it's time for you to, if you haven't done this, or if you need to redo this sort of thing, or if you really need to get honest with yourself, to sit down and spend some time. And today's a good day because it's the first day of the new month. Spend some time just getting clear on what's happening in your money world, what's going on, and what you need to change. And as you do that, you will start to change your relationship with money, energetically as well as on a practical level. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your presence and your time and the gift of allowing me to bring through my guides, which, as you all know, I love so much. It feels so joyful. This has been the Money Flow Oracle card reading for the week, the 1st to the 7th of August 2016. I'm Anne Aleckson. You can find me on Facebook, Anne Aleckson Transformational Speaker, or you can find the quiz and me at annealeckson.com. And I will see you again next week. Thank you.